Hi everyone. Today we will discuss about the classical theory of international trade. What is international trade? International economics is worth separate attention by those undertaking to study economics because it combines the macro-analysis problem of allocation and exchange with the macroeconomic problem of money, income, exchange rate and payments adjustment. Now we will discuss what is trade. Inter-regional and international trade are both concerned with problem of overcrowding space. International trade differ from domestic or inter-regional trade in degree. Factor mobility is greater between regions than between countries and thus equalization of factor price. Both national and international market differ on grounds of taste and habit. Both are run between different political units which will sovereign government responsible for the well-being of unit. So this account for difference in national economic policies. There are several reasons to believe the classical view that international trade is fundamentally different from the inter-regional trade. These reasons are factor immovability, difference in natural resources, geographical and climatic difference, different market, different currencies, problem of balance of payment, transportation cost, different political group, different national policies. So now we will discuss what is classical theory of international trade. Theory of comparative cost was discussed by the famous economic David Ricardo in his book Principle of Political Economy and Taxation 1871. The theory is also called theory of comparative advantage. Basis of international trade: absolute difference in cost, comparative difference in cost and equal difference in cost. Absolute difference in cost. Adam Smith's theory of absolute cost difference. The main basis of international trade is the difference in absolute cost. This difference in absolute cost arises when one country is in a position to produce a commodity at a very low cost compared to the first country. So here he explained, Adam Smith told the virtues of free trade. These are the result of the advantages of division of labor and specialization, both at the national and international level. Assumptions: Adam Smith based his absolute cost advantage theory of international trade on the following assumptions. Labor is the only factor of production. There is full employment in the economy. Labor is perfectly immobile between the countries. Law of constant returns is in operation. So here we will explain what is the difference, absolute difference in cost. Two countries, England and Portugal. Here we are taken two examples. Production before trade and production after trade. England, two goods are produced here, rice and wheat. So England and Portugal, both of them are producing two goods, but here for England, for rice 2 units of labor, and Portugal 4 have need 4 labors. So here for rice and for wheat, England have need 4 units 4 labor, and Portugal 2 labors. So the table reveals that country England can produce 2 labors they have need for rice and 4 labors for wheat, and Portugal have need 4 labors for rice and 2 labors of wheat. So England is specialized in rice and Portugal is specialized in wheat. So Adam Smith said England can easily produce rice and Portugal can easily produce wheat, and so both the countries would gain by this specialization. You can see here before trade 6 units are producing and after trade 8 units are producing. Next, comparative difference in cost. According to Ricardo, comparative difference in cost is the sole cause of international trade. Comparative difference in cost means that a country is a position to produce both goods at less cost than the other country, yet it has greater comparative advantage in the production of other goods. The principle of comparative cost is based on the difference in production cost of similar commodities in different countries. Production costs differ in countries because of geographical reason of labor, specialization in production, due to difference in climate, nature, resources, geographical situation, and efficiency of labor. A country can produce one commodity at lower cost than the other. In this way, each country is specialized in the production of that commodity in which its comparative cost of production is the least. Therefore, when a country enters into the trade with some other country, it will export those commodities in which its comparative cost of production is the least and will import those commodities in which its comparative production costs are high. This is the basis of international trade. There are some assumptions of this theory. They use a 2 into 2 into 1 model, 2 countries, 2 commodities, and 1 factor of production, that is labor. The cost of production equal total labor cost, the number of labor unit employed to produce each. Third one, all the unit of labor are homogeneous production function are characterized by constant cost. That is, there is constant returns to scale. There is perfect competition. The international market is perfect so that the exchange ratio for the two commodities is the same. No transport cost, no barriers to trade. There is free trade between two countries. Trade takes place between two countries or equal economic strength and cost differences. Given these assumptions, the theory of comparative cost is explained by taking three types of differences in cost: absolute, equal and comparative. So absolute differences in cost, this may be when one country produces a commodity at an absolute lower cost of production than the other. Suppose country can produce 10x or 5y, or country B can produce 5x or 10y. In this case, country A has an absolute advantage. The production of x of 10x is greater than 5x. The country B has an absolute advantage in production of y for 10y is greater than 5y. Trade between the two countries will benefit. Equal difference in cost. Equal difference in costs arise when two commodities are produced in both countries at the same cost difference. Suppose country A can produce 10x or 5y and country B can produce 8x or 5y. In this case, with 1 unit of labor in country A can produce either 10x or 5y, and the cost ratio between x and y is 2:1. In country B, 1 unit of labor can produce either 8x or 4y, and the cost ratio between two commodities is 2:1. Thus, the cost of producing x in terms of y is the same in both countries. So you can see here what is the comparative cost. We have taken here same country, England and Portugal, rice and wheat. So what he explains here, comparative difference. Comparative difference in cost occur when one country has an absolute advantage in the production of both commodities, but a comparative advantage in the production of one commodity than in the other. Criticism. Only a normative theory, it does explain as to economic welfare can be promoted as a result of international trade, and how the resources of the country can be put to optimum use, but it failed to explain the composition of international trade as the nature of export and import, and what are their problems. Based on labor theory of value, other factors are ignored. This is also based on the law of constant returns. So unrealistic assumptions in calculating production cost, it takes only labor cost and neglect non-labor cost involved in the production of commodities. Constant returns, this is also unrealistic. In the real world, the fact is that there are either increasing cost or diminishing cost also be there. Thus, the assumption of constant cost is unrealistic. Factor not fully mobile internally. Even with a country factors not move freely from the industry to another or from one region to another, the greater the degree of specialization in an industry, the less is the factor mobility. Two country, two commodity model, that is also unrealistic. In actually, international trade is among many countries trading in many commodities. Full employment, this is also unrealistic. Keynes fails the assumption of full employment and prove the existence of an underemployment in an economy. Thus, the assumption of full employment makes the theory unrealistic. Neglects the role of technology. This is unrealistic because technological changes helps in increasing the surplus of goods, not only for the domestic market. Transport cost, free transport. This is highly unrealistic because transport costs play an important role in determining the pattern of world trade. Similar tastes. Tastes differ with different income brackets in a country. Moreover, they also change with the growth in an economy. So, these are the criticisms. But this theory is very important. Thank you.